Hey guys, this video is brought to you by the crew at Softball Fans. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video for a good way to get some good pricing on this, as well as all the other products they have to offer. What's up guys, BP Hero coming at you here. I hope everybody's doing well. I kind of been off the map for a minute. I do apologize for that. More on that in a minute though. What we're here to talk about right now is these two bats, the Worth Mach 1 series. I got both of the end loads here. This is the U-Trip and this is the ASA model. We'll be getting started with the ASA for the video. Same old Worth two-piece composite handle. It's got a rubber connection piece. It has no bearing over any kind of performance or anything like that, as this is basically just strictly cosmetic. Composite 13.5-inch barrel with a 1/2 ounce end load. We're out on this day doing some tee work. Not the most ideal situation, but I had some stuff I wanted to work on with my swing as far as like a little bit of placement game and things like that. Bear with me on the camera angle. I got this new lens, been trying it out, trying to figure out different angles and just learn it as I go here. So the camera angles aren't the best, but I felt like this was still good enough to post. So let's go check it out. 26 by the way. All right, so getting started with the action at the field here. Our main goal of what we're working on here today is to work over or around the pitcher through the air or hard on the ground through a 5-man. I kind of got the screen set off to the side where a pitcher would slide off, and the goal is to kind of work around that a little bit without hitting the screen, because most of the time that's probably going to be an out, and I'm not trying to hit a pitcher, I'm just trying to be on base and work around him. Then after I got done with that, working into left center just to work on that gap and work on driving a ball out that direction. We're in our usual field here. It's basically 290 all the way around, and there is just a slight breeze, maybe 5-10 miles an hour at the gustiest, coming in from right center. This bat had around 100 swings on it, maybe a little more when I got my round started here. I'm not the best at judging the weight of a 26-ounce bat, but I did feel the bat itself swung true to weight, but the end load could have been heavier for it being an XL, which is considered a 1/2 ounce. Definitely less end load than the Creature than we tried earlier in the year, which on paper has the same specs. Speaking of the Creature, this barrel didn't feel or perform much different than the Creature. Good early performance, big sweet spot, and a good overall feel. This did feature a little bit more feedback through the handle, mostly due to my theory on the rubber connection piece that I discussed in the Freak Primo video. Essentially, just the extra feedback comes from the energy transfer from the barrel through the rubber piece and into the handle. Let's head over to the labs and check out a few things, then we'll come back to the field for my final thoughts on this one. All right, so here we are checking out this 26 ounce on the scale. Comes in at 26.1, pretty much spot on. Nothing too exciting to report there. And working into the compression tester here, this bat is brand new in the wrapper, as you can see. And I have noticed that the Worth and Mach stuff comes in very, very close to being on the line brand new. Hitting a 52 core ball, the bats aren't going to break down as fast. But, man, they really like to push it with being close to the pass-fail line, even out of the wrapper. And after about 150-ish swings we ended up with on this thing, by the time we were all done here, this is what we got, and it's basically right on the line. We were hit nothing but 52s with this. There were some cooler temps involved, just like the Creature, pretty much what I expected. 150, 200 swings, and this is about what you're looking at for compression testing. If you don't play anywhere that tests, doesn't matter. The more broken this thing gets, the further down that needle gets, the more fun you're going to have with this bat. With that stuff out of the way, let's head back and I'll close out with some final thoughts. So the same as the Creature, I did enjoy this bat for all the same reasons. Hardly no break-in period, the great sound and feedback, and the big sweet spot that was hard to miss. I've kept it no secret that I really enjoy this Worth and Mach ASA technology. My only drawback to this particular bat was even being end-loaded. I felt like there was hardly any ass behind this thing at all. When I got to the point in my round where I wanted to work on driving the ball into left center and work on hitting a few out as well, it just didn't have enough in the pants to get the job done. I'm not a big time bat speed guy. I rely on the massive bat to get me the distance that I need. My buddy Jake was standing right on the fence and was able to dial him up pretty consistently, but I only think I squeezed 1 or 2 over in this round here. Had the breeze from right center not been there, or this bat been a little heavier, I'd have been in good shape. Overall though, I won't give this a stamp of approval, only based on the lack of end load this seemed to have. Just skip over this, go straight for that ASA Creature. the performance from these as far as the barrel is going to be the same. I just felt the creature had a better overall weighting to it. With this ASA model out of the way, I'm going to finish up here, and then we'll head over and get started with the U-Trip. Alright, so moving into the U-Trip model, the same thing as the last one basically. It's a two-piece composite handle, 13.5 inch composite barrel. This is advertised as being an XL, which would be a 1/2 ounce in load, stickered at a 26.5. One thing I did want to mention here, I get kind of finished up with the first part of what I was working on in my video. My guy that was out there hitting with me, he's out there shagging while I'm hitting. He kind of put me up to a challenge, and if you know me at all, I like a challenge. I couldn't say no. So the last half of this video is uncut. It's just kind of a good laugh. I had a couple pretty good chuckles in there. So if you do want to stick around and check it out, be sure and do that. I'll be sure and get to all the details on this thing and kind of be short and quick to the point, just for the ones that don't want to sit through all that. So with all that out of the way, let's head to the field and check out the action. This one was stickered at a 26.5, and I will say that it felt heavy even being that. Could have easily passed for a 27 or maybe even a 27.5. Fat Guy BP also reviewed this bat, and he had one that came in at almost 28 ounces. He ended up sending that one back. But he had a 26.5 that came in at almost 28 ounces, and he even said that 26 he got back did swing heavy as well. So I'm not sure what to think of the weighting on these, but just like the ASA model, the performance was there almost from the get-go. For whatever reason, the barrel on this did seem to have a slightly better feel than the Menace. Should be just about the same thing, but I can't attribute to why exactly the barrel on this felt a little bit better, but it still kind of overall had that kind of dull lack of feedback with no matter what you hit it. This did feel just slightly better. Could have been the temperatures, it could have been a million different things. But it didn't take away from the fact that this 13.5 inch barrel was practically all sweet spot like most of these U-Trip Worths are. Let's head over to the labs, and then we'll get finished up with some final thoughts. So this 26.5 comes in almost spot on at 26.7. So that did surprise me a little bit considering how heavy I felt like this did swing. Looking at the compression testing side of things, looking at it brand new in the wrapper, coming in about the 265-ish mark. Pretty par for the course. And then looking at it, after we get done with it here, it's got about 100 swings on it, maybe a little bit less. And we're coming in right at 242. Pretty much right in line with what we saw out of the Menace. And a lot of this Worth stuff maybe holding compression a little better. But like I said in that video as well, don't hold me to that. I'll be able to update you guys on a little bit more of that as I review some more of these Worth products. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and say take it with a grain of salt. That's all I got to say about it. Let's head back to the field. See if you got any cash on you. So, as you can see by the introduction to what's about to happen here, just as a testament to how this performed, I didn't even realize until I went back and watched me trying to score this $10 bill that I was getting out of this park with ease with this bat, even with the breeze working against me. Yes, I did miss hit some balls here, but the ones that I was able to stay back and put a smooth swing on, I did get out no problem. Exit speed through the infield on the first part of this video was great as well, no matter what ball we threw at it. But as much as it did perform, I didn't feel this bat was a good option for a 1/2 ounce big barrel fan. If I ordered this expecting a true feeling 26 with a 1/2 ounce end load, I'd have been disappointed. Sure, you can swing it and get by with it, and trust me, that big end load is going to work for you and hit a ball well. But there's so many good bats out there these days. There's no reason to settle and compromise when it comes to something like that you want out of a bat. Just go with something else and be just as happy. I'm going to hush up, let you check out the rest of this struggle of a lifetime here. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the video, guys. Being an essential employee has had its challenges, I will say that. Be on the lookout for a ton of videos coming this week. I'm just going to sit down and grind out a ton. I've got all kinds of footage. I just need to take the time to sit down and edit it. So I'm going to sit here and grind out a ton of stuff just to get you guys caught back up. So I hope you stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with that stuff. Turn on those notifications so you get a notification every time one of them comes out. And I'll see you in the next one.
I'm done shooting for the video. I got a point to prove now. Oh. Come on. Oh. It went around it. Oh, come on. It went around it.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Getting tired. You win.
Are you done?
Yeah, you win.